Okay, so getting back into our coverage over Spawn for Spawn Sundays, we pick up with Spawn number 51. Now, we have to remember that Spawn is back in hell now at this point in Spawn comics, because let's not forget, at the end of our last video, Spawn used the rest of his necroplasm energy as a way to save the life of Terry, his old best friend. Now, unfortunately, because he did use the rest of his necroplasm, that means he had no choice but to go back to hell. Now, when he did arrive in hell, he didn't go to the 8th circle like he should have, because remember, he made a deal with that devil, Malbolgia. When it comes to hell, you have 12 different levels of hell, and each level has their own ruler. And so when it came to the 8th circle, it was Malbolgia, the person that turned Al Simmons into Spawn. Either way, when it came to Spawn, he arrived at a different level. Now, when we jump into Spawn number 51, he's now in the 4th level, the 4th circle. And when he arrives, it's complete nothingness. There's nothing there around him, complete white. He's just free falling, and he has no idea when it is going to end. Now, when it does end, he's basically stopped mid-air, and that is the moment he's confronted by a demon. And when it comes to this demon, this is the demon who rules the 4th circle of hell. Now, he does tell Spawn right off the bat that when it comes to the 4th circle, things are done completely different than the rest of the circles in hell, because most of the circles, when they try to torture you, it's more physical. But this area is more of, no, we try to attack you by going at your emotions. The reason why you became a hell spawn. Now, we were left to believe that the reason why Al Simmons agreed to become a hell spawn, so he'll have the chance to be back with Wanda. But in reality, when it came to Malbolgia, he said no. The reason why Al was so down to become a Hellspawn was because he wanted revenge against the people that had killed him. Of course, that would be Jason Wynn and a few other characters. Now, with that being said though, when it comes to Spawn, he truly felt like the reason why he was given the chance to become a Hellspawn and go back to Earth because his love for Wanda. Except you have this demon say, no, that is not completely true. Instead, you had a different kind of love. Now, at first you're wondering, what could that mean? What do you mean he had a different kind of love? Did he love someone else? No, he had a love for killing, because we have to remember, Al Simmons, before he had died, was a mercenary. He was going around killing folks off left and right to make that bread. And so with that, you have the demon said, after your first kill, the more kills you got, the more you fell in love with the idea of killing. And because of that, it took you away from Wanda, because you just love the idea of just going out there killing folks left and right, because one, you had enjoyed it, but two, it was the best thing you could do, which was becoming a killer for your government. And so we then jump over to Terry. Now remember, Terry is the old best friend of Spawn. But the thing is, when it came to Terry, he had cancer and Spawn was able to get rid of that cancer. And here comes the problem with that, because now you have all these different doctors very confused about the idea of what happened to Terry. Because a couple hours before Spawn did his thing, they were telling Wanda, your husband is going to die. There is no way we'll be able to save his life. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, a great thing, he was able to be saved by Spawn and be all like, hey, my cancer is gone. But they have no idea it was Spawn. And so these doctors are wondering, how in the world was your body able to get rid of a huge tumor that was on your brain just like that? It is impossible. And so you have all these doctors just wanting to run all kinds of tests on Terry to hopefully figure out what in the world happened to him. Now, once you have Terry get back home, of course, we are reminded that he's with Wanda, Al Simmons' ex-wife, because after he had died, she got with Terry. Either way, you have the two just cuddling, bonding, And honestly, for Wanda, it's a great thing to be able to be with her husband again without the idea of him possibly dying. Now, their daughter does run in, and when she does run in, she does have a new kind of necklace. Did I just say necklace? Necklace. Sorry guys, my fault right there. Now, when it comes to the necklace, it was made out of old shoestring. Now, here's the thing, because this shoestring is very important, and the reason why? Because it came from Spawn. What I mean by that, let's not forget, in the earlier Spawn comics, Spawn's face was technically messed up because of Batman, but then that story got retconned out of existence, so they gave another reason why his face is scarred. Either way, he used a shoelace to keep his face together. And so that same shoelace is now the necklace that belongs to the daughter of Wanda and Terry. Now, when Terry tries to take it away from his daughter, she says no, and she runs away. And he said, you know what? Let her keep it. She loves her necklace, even though it's kind of dirty, let her keep it. And so we jump over to Sam and Twitch. And when we do, it's Sam and Twitch who are right now no longer working for the NYPD. They now are private investigators. They work for themselves. With that being said, in our last video, a random folder was left behind containing a lot of information. Now, some of that information they already had, and the reason why, because they were trying to bring down their old boss, Sheriff Banks. Now, they were lucky they were able to do that. The thing is, somebody else had the same information they did, and they have no idea where this folder came from. But on top of that, there are now new information in there that does say there's a connection between Sheriff Banks and another person named Senator Jennings. And so we're left to wonder, what is the connection between these two guys and also Jason Wynn? Because we have to remember, when it came to their boss was also working with Jason Wynn to go after somebody else, and they hired a serial killer, a child serial killer, to mess that person up. Either way, you have our two these two cops are private investigators wondering where this folder actually came from. Now, that is the moment where you have Sam show Twitch that he was able to buy them a new car, you know, a car they can use to drive around the city and become true private investigators and get to places a whole lot faster. And so we jump back over to Spawn, who's still being tortured by the demon. And matter of fact, when it comes to this demon, what he is trying to do is have Spawn realize that the reason why you became a Hellspawn, the reason why you were chosen by Malbolgia, because you were a great killer. You had a love for killing, and you would kill anybody in your way, child, man, or woman, you would kill them. And that's what he loved about you. But what he did to make a deal with you is trick you into believing that he was going to make you human again so that you'll be able to fall in love all over again with Wanda, but to also get revenge against Jason Wynn. Except that was all a lie, because he also made you believe that you were a human. Hey, newsflash, you're not a human. You're a demonic being that was created by necroplasm. Oh, by the way, when it comes to necroplasm, it comes from my area, the fourth circle. The suit you wear, yeah, I'm the guy who makes them, and then I give them over to Malbolgia, who then gives it over to you. I'm the creator of your suit, but I also want you to realize that you're not human. You're a demonic being. You're also a demonic being that was created by necroplasm. Hello, by me. And so with that being said, the reason why you're here is to get rid of all your emotions, the love, the revenge, get rid of all of that, and then send you back over to Malbolgia to become the perfect soldier for his army. You're like, dang, that's deep, because then you have the demon, what seems to do is take the love and the revenge out of Al Simmons and says, now you are cleansed. You are now able to become the Hellspawn for Malbolgia's army. And so we pick up with Malbolgia, and when we do, it's Malbolgia very excited about the idea that when it comes to Spawn, Spawn has now lost his emotions, love, revenge. And now he can be almost perfectly ready to serve his army, to lead his army against the forces of heaven. Malbolgia is very happy, except he realized there are a few more steps that are needed to make sure that Spawn is ready for his true role in the army of hell. And so then we jump over to Spawn number 52. Now when we do, we pick up with Terry. Now remember, lately Terry been having some dreams. And when it comes to these dreams, it seems like it's trying to tell him something about Al Simmons, Spawn. Because Terry had no idea that Spawn was Al Simmons, his old best friend. Neither did Wanda. But after Spawn was able to save Terry from that tumor, well, those dreams began to happen. And with those dreams, it just keeps reminding him about Al Simmons. And he's wondering, what are the dreams trying to tell him? And so we pick up with Spawn. And we see Spawn arrive at the 5th circle of hell. Now, when it comes to the 5th circle of hell, it does work differently than the other levels of hell. And what I mean by that, when it comes to the 5th circle, when Spawn arrives, he is surrounded by all these green people. And these green people are lost souls who died on Earth, but unfortunately ended up here. And they're being tortured differently than the rest of the souls on other levels. And the way they're being tortured is really more of, they believe there's still a chance for them to get out of hell, to get into heaven. And the reason why they believe that, because of what the devil of this circle has done. He gave them a fake prophecy to believe in, saying, if you believe in this fake prophecy that some Messiah is going to appear and to be able to lead you out of hell into heaven, then hey, go ahead and believe it. And so when it comes to Spawn, Spawn appears out of nowhere. He does not look like them, and they believe that he is their Messiah to lead them out of this hellhole. But again, it's a complete fake prophecy that was made up by the devil of this level as a way to torture these lost souls, to make them believe in some prophecy for eternity. Now, with that being said, well, you didn't have the person in charge of this group of people appear and say, I don't believe that you are our Messiah. And the reason why, because we have someone else who appeared who looks differently than us, but we believe he's our Messiah. So one of you two are lying. There's no way we can have two Messiahs at the same time. Now, when it comes to Spawn, he's kind of saying, I never said I was your Messiah. But if you believe that I am, but at the same time someone else is not, I want to see this other person to figure out how in the world did he get into hell. Now, this is where we kind of find out that the other Messiah that had appeared in this circle of hell is Savage Dragon. Now, I'm not going to sit down here and try to deep dive into the character of Savage Dragon. Just know that he was another image character made by another writer. I want to say it was Larson. I could be wrong on that one. But when it comes to Savage Dragon, he's more of a character that was based off the Hulk in Image Comics. Either way, he first arrived here in hell, in this circle of hell. And so when he did arrive, they believed that he was their Messiah. But then Spawn appeared, and now they believe Spawn is their Messiah. And so they're trying to figure out which of the two is actually their Messiah. Either way, neither of the two is really their Messiah. But again, thanks to the devil of this circle, he made these folks believe for eternity that some kind of Messiah is going to appear to save their souls and bring them to heaven. Now, you do have the two characters basically fight against each other, and you do have Spawn winning that fight. But right after he does that, you didn't have Spawn ask the leader of the group about what's going to happen to Savage Dragon. And the guy said, because he came here and made us believe, gave us hope that he was our Messiah, but he had been defeated by you, he has to die for that, my lord. But you have Spawn sit down with Savage Dragon. When he does, it really gives Spawn the chance to learn more about how in the world Savage Dragon came here to hell. Now, again, I'm not going to sit down and try to deep dive into the character of Savage Dragon because there's a whole lot of things going on in its own comic that leads to this moment right here. But the only thing you need to know is that when it comes to Savage Dragon, he was forced here to hell. It's not like he wanted to be here. As a matter of fact, he was not killed off either. And so with that being known now, you have Spawn realized this guy is innocent. He only appeared here because he was forced to come here. And you guys just quickly believed that he was your Messiah. But in reality, he never gave you hope that he was your Messiah. But on top of that, you got mad at him because he told you you are never going to get your Messiah at all, which honestly is the truth. But when you have Spawn kind of show mercy to Savage Dragon, that ticks off the people of the Fifth Circle to the point where they want to kill him now because their God, their Messiah, cannot show any kind of mercy at all. He's supposed to be ruthless. And so you have these people begin the process of trying to stone Spawn alive. But the book ends on the note where you have Spawn being able to get teleported to another level of hell before he's killed off by these people. And so this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.